The Blind Man and the Cub. There was once a blind man who had so fine a sense of touch that when any animal was put into his hands he could tell what it was merely by the feel of it. One day the cub as a wolf was put into his hands, and he asked what it was. He felt it for some time and then said, "Indeed, I am not sure whether it's a wolf cub or a fox's, but this I know. It would never do to trust it in a sheepfold. Evil tendencies are early shown." The Boy and the Snails. A farmer's boy went looking for snails, and when he had picked up both his hands full, he set about making a fire at which to roast them, for he meant to eat them. When he got well alight and the snails began to feel the heat, they gradually withdrew more and more into the shells with the hissing noise they always make when they do so. When the boy heard it, he said, "You abandoned creatures, how can you find heart to whistle when your houses are burning?" The Apes and Two Travellers. Two men were travelling together, one of whom had never spoke the truth, whereas the other never told a lie, and they came in the course of their travels to the land of Apes. The King of Apes, hearing of their arrival, ordered them to be brought before him, and by the way of impressing them with his magnificence, he received them sitting on a throne, while the apes, his subjects, were ranged in long rows on either side of them. When the travellers come into his presence, he asked them what they thought of him as the king. The Lion Traveller said, "Sir, everyone must see that you are the most noble and mighty monarch." "And what do you think of my subjects?" continued the king. "They," said the traveller, "are in every way worthy of their royal master." The ape was so delighted with his answer that he gave him a very handsome present. The other traveller thought that if his companion was rewarded so splendidly for telling a lie, he would certainly receive a still greater reward for telling the truth. So when the ape turned to him and said, "And what, sir, is your opinion?" he replied, "I think you are a very fine ape, and all your subjects are fine apes too." The king of the apes was so enraged at his reply that he ordered him to be taken away and clawed to death. The Ass and his Burdons. A peddler who owned an ass one day bought a quantity of salt and loaded his beast with as much as he could bear. On the way home the ass stumbled as he was crossing a stream and fell into the water. The salt got thoroughly wetted, and much of it melted and drained away, so that when he got to his legs again, the ass found his load had become much less heavy. His master, however, drove him back to town and brought more salt, which he added to what remained in the panniers, and started out again. No sooner had they reached the stream than the ass lay down in it and rose, as before, with a much lighter load. But the master detected the trick, and turning back once more, he brought a large number of sponges and piled them in the back of the ass. When they came to the stream, the ass again lay down, but this time the sponges soaked up large quantities of water. He found, when he got up on his legs, and that he had a bigger burden to carry than ever. You may play a good card once too often.